Hi, everybody. Mischa here with Word of the Day, and there it is. Indecorous. What does this adjective indecorous mean? It means not in good taste, not in keeping with established standards of behavior, unseemly, unbecoming, maybe even improper. Where does it come from? It comes from Latin, and it has basically the same meaning in Latin. When it comes into English in 1641, it comes in the writings of one of my favorite guys, the great Tom Fuller. Now, Thomas Fuller was called the great Tom Fuller in his own time, by the way. He was a preacher, he was a churchman, he was an historian, he was a royalist during the period of Cromwell and the Puritans. So this was not a very safe thing to be. But they say he survived it just by being incredibly charming and probably staying at home a lot. Okay, if you've ever heard that expression, it's darkest before the dawn, that's Tom Fuller. While the Puritans were railing about, sin and damnation, the great Tom Fuller was giving sermons about how do we get through these bad times? What should we do? So, this word indecorous, when it first comes in, it is used to talk about behavior, public behavior. But of course, we do what we always do in English, which is expand the meaning of the word to make it more figurative and more versatile. And between the 17th century and the 19th century, it expands to be applied to things like, artistic styles being indecorous, like, that's a bit much for our public taste, or literature, and the Victorians. But the Victorians go all moralistic and all over the women. What? Reading the newspaper? How indecorous, madam. Yeah, I know. So, in any case, I'm going to give you some sentences here with this word indecorous so that you know how to use it comfortably. And the first one, I hope you will not forget, and it will always help you to remember. It's almost always indecorous to laugh out loud at a funeral. Almost always. Okay. How about this one? If you've ever seen pre-Hays Code Hollywood movies, say from the 1930s, you might be really shocked at some of the very indecorous behavior and ideas and things put on that screen because Hollywood, when threatened by the politicians, actually censored itself. And that led to 30 years of rather ridiculous things like only seeing married couples in twin beds. I know. I don't think. Well, never mind. Let me give you the last sentence. This is my own personal indecorous sentence. Here it goes. As a girl growing up in the 50s, it really seemed like absolutely everything was indecorous. You want to wear pants to school? You can't. It's indecorous. You want to play in sports? Oh, you might get muscles. That's indecorous. You want an opinion? How unfeminine and indecorous. It's the part of the 50s I don't miss, honestly. Okay, now, if you like that word indecorous, use it in the comments, and I'll see you later. Hi, everybody. Remember, if you're going to buy books, try to buy from independent booksellers and not the big boys. Speaking of indecorous, how about this one? If you're into a nice, big, nonfiction deep dive into human behavior, an interdisciplinary real tour de force, behave. Not necessarily indecorous. Now, how about those movies? Here's another great one. This is called The Big Tomorrow, and it's about how politics have affected Hollywood movies throughout the decades. Great book. Very interesting, especially if you like to watch old movies. Okay, that's it. And, to support the independent booksellers, make sure you go to bookshop.org/shop/word of the day. See you later.